Hi there, my name's Mel or BreathGal and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing a short exercise connecting to all the different diaphragms throughout our body. If you didn't know, there are quite a few diaphragms throughout our body, including ones in the cranium, base of the neck, the throat one, the main diaphragm that you're familiar with, and also our pelvic floor. It's a great exercise to do to really feel that 360-degree breath that we need to be breathing to breathe well. So we're going to take a few conscious breaths at the cranium diaphragm, the throat diaphragm, our main primary breathing muscle diaphragm, and the pelvic floor. And then we'll join all of those together and we'll take a few conscious breaths, incorporating that feeling of breathing throughout our whole body, our whole barrel of the breath. So all of these different diaphragms throughout our body, they're all in constant movement and they're all connected. They're all expanding, they're all contracting, they're also all ascending and they're all descending all throughout the respiration process. They all have really important functions for stability and strength, also for emotional and mental well-being. And also they're really connected to vagal tone and vagal function, which is really, really important as well for our resilience to stress, for example. All of the diaphragms throughout the body are connected to fascia, and fascia is the connective muscle and tissue that weaves its way all the way through our body. So there's lots of symbiotic relationships as well between different diaphragms in the body. The ones that are quite obvious you may think about, which is the throat and our diaphragm here. If one of those is tight, the other one may be tight as well. Also our main primary breathing muscle and our pelvic floor. You might be able to feel that when you're inhaling and exhaling. So really pay attention to that when we're breathing. If you can feel tightness here, is this main diaphragm feeling tight at our lower floating ribs? And if your lower floating rib, main diaphragm is tight, does your pelvic floor muscle feel tight? So really feel into that as we do this conscious breathing throughout the different diaphragms in the body and see if you can feel those. And also because of that symbiotic relationship, there's often a dysfunction. So if you have a dysfunction of the throat, it might have an effect on that main diaphragm at the lower floating rib, and also with the pelvic floor as well. If there's a dysfunction there with that diaphragm, there might be a dysfunction in your main diaphragm and vice versa. So if you want to get comfortable, you want to be seated upright, really lovely, nice straight posture, sitting bones really nice and flat, feet nice and flat on the floor, just helps to really ground you. And we're just going to close our eyes or lower our eyes, and we'll just take a few conscious breaths here before we work through the different diaphragms. So gently closing your eyes or lowering them now, and just witness the breath as it enters your nostrils. Noticing if it's cool air or warm air, noticing the air on your skin. Just witnessing the breath before you start to slow it down just a little, sending it low and slow and deep. And just witnessing how your breath feels right now in this moment. And then send your attention to the cranium, and you're just going to witness the breath here. So imagine sending the breath in the cranium and feeling that lateral movement and north and south movement, and just seeing if you can send your attention there, send the breath there, and then breathing into this cranium diaphragm, and just take a few breaths, just a few conscious breaths here before you just move now to the base of the throat. And you can just notice as well when you're imagining breathing here, that ascension, descension. See if you can feel any lateral movement, see if it feels tight. You can gently massage here, just gently. You can massage around the jawline as well. See if that makes any difference to any tightness around this diaphragm. Just sending the breath here. After you've taken a few conscious breaths here, just working now down to the primary breathing muscle, diaphragm. You can put your hands either side of your diaphragm here, the rib cage. And again, just inhaling and exhaling, really light, low, slow, and deep. And see if you can feel that lateral expansion on the inhale and exhale around the rib cage here. See if you can feel the descension of the diaphragm on the inhale and the ascension on the exhale. And notice any movement, or see if you can feel the connection with the pelvic floor diaphragm as you do this. And you might not at all, by the way, but if you do, just really notice that, witness that. And when you've taken a few conscious breaths at the primary breathing muscle here, move your attention now down to the pelvic floor diaphragm. Just witnessing the breath here in the pelvic floor. On the inhale and the exhale. Noticing if the pelvic floor moves on the exhale or the inhale. Seeing if there's any relationship, feeling that movement between your main diaphragm. And when you've noticed that and you've taken a few conscious breaths in this area, we're just going to try and incorporate all of that movement, that north, south, east and west, 360-degree breath, and focus on all of the diaphragms moving all together. Imagine your whole body now breathing, every diaphragm moving in perfect unison. And just witnessing how that feels. Do you feel any more expansion in your body with the breath by doing that exercise? And then just gently opening your eyes. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll include some more information in the notes so you can read a little bit more about the connection of all the different diaphragms. And I hope you enjoyed this exercise, and I will see you again soon. Thanks then. Bye-bye.